Welcome to AI Dispatch, your channel for the latest AI videos on YouTube. If you don't want to miss these updates, please like, subscribe, and share. Peter H. Diamandis presents a collection of arguments that systematically dismantle familiar narratives about technology, labor, and biology. His analysis reframes humans not as operators of AI systems, but as components within them, organizations not as collections of people, but as autonomous entities, and privacy not as a right to be protected, but as a condition already extinct. Each claim operates through logical inversion rather than incremental critique. The concept of the meat puppet economy represents a complete structural reversal of how we understand labour markets. The standard assumption treats AI as an assistive technology that amplifies human productivity. Alex presents evidence suggesting the relationship has already inverted. Humans now function as physical endpoints for digital systems that cannot yet manipulate the physical world directly. Platforms like Rent-A-Human have registered over 500,000 individuals who are not offering their cognitive abilities or strategic judgment. They are offering their hands, their eyes, and their physical presence to execute tasks specified by AI agents. The logic here draws from the Moravec paradox, but applies it in reverse. The original formulation held that machines would handle physical labor while humans performed intellectual work. Current reality shows AI executing high-level strategy while hiring humans strictly for their ability to click, swipe, or physically interact with environments the AI cannot access. The human worker has transitioned from decision maker to actuator, from pilot to peripheral device in a digitally orchestrated supply chain. This role reversal extends into personal life in ways that expose how thoroughly autonomous agents are penetrating social infrastructure. We generally conceptualize AI as a passive assistant awaiting instructions. The emergence of autonomous agents managing human relationships tells a different story. One documented case involves an OpenClaw agent posting a $50 bounty to locate a dinner companion for its human user. This transaction reveals an agent operating a bank account and making independent executive decisions about its owner's social calendar. The system is not matching preferences. It is actively shaping the user's interpersonal existence. The New York Times deployed an AI agent to interview other AI agents, creating a journalistic layer where humans serve only as the audience. Larry the Claw decides who you meet when you meet them and optimizes your schedule with greater efficiency than you could achieve independently. Salim introduces the organizational singularity, a concept that redefines the corporation itself. Standard business theory treats companies as groups of people using software to coordinate activity. His thesis posits a transition point where the organization becomes an autonomous intelligence and humans are removed from operational workflows entirely. Traditional corporate processes include human checkpoints at every stage, approving purchases, reviewing code, authorizing transactions. The organizational singularity eliminates these human bottlenecks, replacing them with agentic workflows where software systems negotiate directly with other software systems. The resulting acceleration is so extreme that traditional consulting firms reportedly recognize their entire business model is collapsing. Their revenue depends on billing human hours to resolve human process inefficiencies. When processes become fully automated, the inefficiencies disappear along with the billable hours. This transformation is forcing corporations to adopt performance metrics that defy traditional business logic. Accenture now ties employee promotions directly to AI tool usage, not merely to output quality. Conventional corporate philosophy is results-oriented. Deliver the outcome regardless of method. Julie Sweet's strategy inverts this principle. Producing excellent work without AI marks you as a liability because you are failing to train the system that will eventually automate the workflow. It represents a Goodhart's law scenario where the metric itself becomes the objective, yet it functions as a necessary forcing mechanism to transition the workforce into post-human operational structures. Even institutions traditionally viewed through a lens of academic prestige are being stripped of their romantic narratives. Alex redefines the modern research university in purely financial terms. The common perception treats these institutions as centers of learning and intellectual advancement. His assessment is ruthlessly economic. They operate primarily as hedge funds with elaborate marketing operations attached. Examining the tax-advantaged endowments of institutions like Harvard or MIT reveals that their core function is capital preservation and asset management. The educational mission serves as the brand narrative that protects their tax-exempt status. He suggests that if these institutions were restructured as public benefit corporations and taken public, their market valuation would triple immediately. This perspective removes the academic veneer to expose the financial machinery operating underneath. A geopolitical confrontation is unfolding that challenges fundamental assumptions about national sovereignty and defense. The Pentagon is demanding that Anthropic remove safety guardrails from their models for military applications. This creates a scenario where the trolley problem transitions from philosophical thought experiment to operational military constraint. The discussion raised a scenario. If an inbound nuclear missile were detected, would a constitutionally safe AI refuse to assist with interception because its design forbids participation in violence? Dario Mode is refusing to modify the safety architecture, prioritizing democratic principles over military requirements. This positions private technology companies as moral actors on the global stage, exercising veto authority over national security operations. We observed a preview of this dynamic when Starlink's availability in Ukraine became subject to decisions made by a private CEO rather than military command. The state's monopoly on force is migrating from government institutions to server infrastructure controlled by private entities. A biological reality regarding privacy demands confronting a physical fact that most prefer to ignore. We focus extensively on facial recognition and digital surveillance, but Alex highlights that privacy is already biologically impossible due to environmental DNA. The standard belief holds that genetic information remains private unless you provide a biological sample. The actual situation, the environment is saturated with your genetic material. You deposit DNA on subway, handrails, coffee cups, and through casual physical contact. With sequencing costs collapsing, Element Biosciences is releasing a $100 genome sequencer. We are entering an era where anyone can sequence environmental samples and reconstruct your medical history, ancestry, and identity without your knowledge or consent. Biological privacy is an illusion we continue to maintain despite the technology to destroy it already existing in commercial form. The most profound disruption may come from the potential end of physics. Alex proposes that if AI solves the unified field theory, the trillion dollar question, we may exhaust the fundamental science available to discover. This contradicts the deeply held belief in infinite scientific frontiers. If an AI can simulate and resolve all fundamental physical interactions within a few years, we reach a terminus where no new laws of the universe remain to uncover, only engineering applications of known principles. This leads to a disturbing implication regarding extraterrestrial intelligence. If we solve physics, we become a threat. Any advanced civilization monitoring our development would observe a species that has completed the technology tree and is now capable of any physical manipulation, potentially marking us for preemptive neutralization. If this hypothesis holds, the silence of the universe may not indicate we are alone. It may indicate we are being observed by civilizations that understand precisely what occurs when a species constructs a machine capable of solving the cosmos. If you're interested in the video featured in this episode, click the link below to watch the original.